This is a review for Killing Floor 3 on the base PS5. I have about 45 hours in game with 30 out of 34 trophies, and I played mainly as the ninja class. Because of the bad technical state of the game, I won't bother playing with the other classes or even maxing out the rest of my perks for ninja until the game is in a much better place. We're gonna start off with the enemies in combat. Fire and shock effects are way too bright and obnoxious. It makes it way too annoying to see what you're trying to fight, especially as ninja. These effects block enemy attack animations, which makes trying to parry and block enemy attacks even more annoying. Siren visual attacks for both her ranged and AoE attacks are extremely annoying, not just visually but gameplay wise, because her attacks keep shoving you back as you're trying to hit her. Out of sync enemy attacks, enemies will hit you but the damage and impact lags behind the actual attack animation. This also means that enemies still hit you sometimes even if you dodge out the way and you're nowhere near their attack. The out of sync parry and block, because of out of sync enemy attacks, it also makes the parry and block out of sync, which means if you try to parry or block enemy attacks, you still get hit because of the lag. Some enemy attack animations are lazy and hard to tell when they're actually gonna hit you. If there's going to be a melee class, then enemy attacks, even basic Zeds, need better telegraphed attacks or given parry indicators similar to Space Marine 2 to let the player know when to parry. Enemies instantly spawn near sewer lids and vents ready to attack instead of taking a couple seconds to crawl out and give players time to notice and react. The enemy balance is off. Small and medium enemies do a bit too much damage, and boss enemies are way too strong on normal and hard difficulty. They do a lot of damage, ignore a lot of armor, and on top of out of sync attack animations and badly telegraphed attacks, the boss fights feel really bad. And last up for the enemies, tiny little spiders. There's already little mutant frogs that crawl on the walls and jump at you. Why did you add annoying little spiders into the game? Next up, my issues with the ninja class. Ninja's demon stance skill doesn't work, which makes him invincible to enemy and environmental ground damage effects. Heavy enemies and bosses do plenty of smash attacks whether I'm blocking or not. I always take full damage and get knocked back. Ninja's healing skills don't work half the time. You kill and slash bleeding enemies, you get no health recovery or no attack bonus sometimes like you're supposed to. As ninja, when you parry and block heavy enemy attacks, you'll still get knocked back like 10 meters, and you need to spend time dashing back to your staggered target instead of instantly attacking them right after a clean parry. Performing horizontal and vertical slashes with the kiba and katanas feel very awkward, especially for a fast-paced horde shooter. To slash horizontally, you need to move left or right. For a vertical slice, you need to walk forward or backward. I'd much rather if Tripwire gave ninja dedicated buttons for different direction slashes. It would make the melee combat feel so much smoother. There's not a single skill to enhance ninja's dash with an extra charge or a quicker dash recovery or extra jump height. Would have been nice to have more skills dedicated to movement. The ninja's bows are useless. They have much less damage, speed, and horde control ability compared to most other weapons in the game. Next up on the maps. The maps are pretty boring and generic feeling. You got some facilities mixed with some forest areas, but they just don't have anything special or interesting going on. Next up, the progression. XP gain is way too slow on normal and hard difficulty. This is mainly because there's an awful system with daily and weekly XP rewards, which if you don't do these dumb randomized challenges and you just want to play casually on normal, it'll take weeks or a month to get a single guy to level 30. And man, some people complain about Space Marine 2 progression, but this grind XP system is literally the same as free-to-play games where they just want as much of your time as possible while giving you the bare minimum experience. This bad XP system also leads to underleveled players, including me, jumping into the highest difficulty for quick XP because you're still rewarded even if you don't beat the boss. And when you do beat the boss, even on Hell on Earth or hard, you don't get a lot of extra XP bonus for the boss round. And one more thing for the progression, not enough enemies spawn on normal mode. It got boring around level 8 to 10, and unless you're sweating to steal kills from other players for more XP, you're gonna progress way too slowly. And even with stealing kills, you're still progressing really slowly on normal difficulty. Next up is the Battle Pass. The Battle Pass is atrocious, one of the worst I've seen in recent years. Throughout the entire free Battle Pass, after you already paid $40 for the game, Ninja only gets a single cosmetic for his body, not even a free head to match. You also get some crappy sword trinkets you'll barely ever notice. They did give players 500 free credits recently as an apology for like the state of the game and whatever, and so I used that to unlock the premium pass and the rest of Ninja's outfits. But even after this, if their battle passes going forward are going to be the same garbage system, why would I spend more money and upgrade my pass or buy anything from the store? Or even why would I even want to grind the free pass? Why would I even want to play the new content? Next up is the performance. Performance even on normal difficulty when big hordes and heavy enemies spawn and a lot of visual effects are going on, the FPS goes down to what feels like 20 to 30 and it makes combat feel horrible. For for the score, Killing Floor 3 is a 4 out of 10. Slashing enemies feels pretty smooth and the gore and dismemberment is pretty satisfying. There's a wide variety of classes and perks to play with, but the visual clutter is a mess with all the elemental effects. Enemy attacks are buggy and unbalanced and awkward to read sometimes. There's tiny bitch-ass spiders in the game for some reason. The unfinished melee combat and parry system with a handful of ninja skills that barely work or don't work at all. There's a lot of weapons, but only a few reliable options for bosses and high difficulty hordes. The maps and aesthetic feel extremely plain with no passion or style put into it. There's a very badly paced progression system and XP system held back by a terrible daily and weekly XP reward system. The free Battle Pass is a terrible offer and doesn't incentivize further spending or even grinding new free content. And the overall performance is ass. The patches coming are also really insignificant and won't solve major issues for months, maybe another year or two until the game is fully complete with minimal bugs and a more balanced progression system and more balanced enemies. Conclusion is, I don't suggest you get this game. This and FBC Firebreak launching back to back lost my excitement. I don't even care about future updates. I bought them day one believing the devs and the gameplay trailers about the polish and stability and quality of the game, but they lied and gave us a broken mess. Spending all this time playing these two pieces of crap, I could have been playing some crazy new fun Steam games that came out recently while I wait for the big AAA games to come out. The only thing I could recommend is that you stay away from Killing Floor 3. I'm gonna uninstall this game as soon as I post my review because the rest of 2025 is packed with so many good PS5 and Steam games, including gory co-op horde shooters like Toxic Commando or Painkiller by Saber Studios. Space Marine 2 is getting updates. Save your money for a much better game. I know especially on PS5 we've been waiting for games like this, but it's not worth it in the current state.